So maybe we'll start with this car. The parts in the interior here, well, why don't I give you the quick tour. You know, I'm just going to go cosmetic on the outside. We know everything underneath is not Lamborghini for the most part. It's not going to be OEM style. Although there's guys working on doing chassis and replicating the chassis. This one was all custom built with a tube chassis. Anyways, I've got videos on that. But anyways, I'm just going to do a quick what's original and what's not. On the inside, there is not a whole lot in here that's original, and everything has to be basically made. So in the kit for this particular car, you get an interior. However, the interior is basically just the fiberglass shell, and sometimes it's not the fiberglass shell, and in this case there wasn't a fiberglass shell that came with this one. So all of the pod, you know, the dash cover and all this center console had to be fabricated. And basically it's made from wood like a lot of interiors are, and fiberglass pieces and metal that's supporting it all from the framework. So that's how this car is actually put together, and many of them are that way as well. But some of the kits actually come with a fiberglass shell for the interior that just has to be covered. This one in particular doesn't. I think they actually had a shell you could get, but the guy Luke who built it probably opted out for it because of the things that we needed, because I'm 6 feet tall. And you can see me sitting in here. My knees are actually just clear the steering wheel and just clear that center console. That center console is actually smaller than the original, because the original would actually be a little bit wider. But if we went that way, and Luke's legs must have been the same length of mine, because it would push your knee over into the wheel, kind of limit your space in your rim. So by having this extra room over here to kick our knees out, it helps with the space. So on the inside here, no, not a lot to speak of that's you know, original to the car. I don't have the wind down windows, and in there, you know, where that speaker is where the window crank would be for the windows. And right now inside those doors is a mechanism. Back when the car was built, they didn't have door poppers, so in there's a window mechanism that actually is drawing the switch for the latch for the door to open the doors. So those windows only go down about 2 inches anyway, so it's not much good. And if you got good AC like I have, and I recommend for this car because it gets hot in here even on a cold day, you need to have AC. It's almost a must. Anyways, let's go outside and we can talk about the outside. Take the key with me. Yeah, see, that's, I guess, the key. Everybody will probably recognize that. That's a GM key. That's no Lamborghini key. And the stock's a GM. I believe it's from either a Camaro or a Corvette. Door glass on the original has a slight curve to it. And you can see here there's actually a step about a quarter of an inch or so. That quarter-inch step is to allow for the curve, and that curve helped to get the glass into the door when you wound it down. And you can't, it's hard to get the door glass. So Spiro's car has, he found the original glass, and he probably from a wreck car or something like that, and was able to put it in. The guys are in the kit in the forums right now are starting to recreate this glass with the curve, so hopefully in the future it'll be available. The front glass is actually original from the original one, and you might have heard me speaking about don't break the glass, because to replace that glass is about anywhere from, I've heard, from $3,000 to $7,000, and finding it's a real bear too. So that's why I always talk about don't break the glass. The mirrors are original, and Luke, who bought this, it was luckily he worked at a Lamborghini dealership, so he could have access to things like the rims, their OEM, the glass in the front. Some of the other things that he's put on here are all OEM. Pretty sure that's OEM, but I'm not sure. The fins up here, the side quarter glass, we know that's original in order to have the proper curve. So we know that's original. We think this is original for the vents here. I'm not 100% sure, because you could recreate that somewhat easily. And same with the vent back here. You think it's original, but it could be recreated, and the ones over in the back. The wing think it's original, I'm not really sure, but this is one of the two styles that they had. You know, the other style was a little taller, and that's just what this one is. So the other way to tell that mine's a kid is basically from that. Man's axle sticking out the back. Obviously the real one won't have that. There's some other differences in the back. So it's really those two things with mine that are able to set it up, you know, from the outside. You're able to see that it's not a, the ride height I got, it's a little bit higher than what the stock would be, but that's so I can clear things and get in and out of the, you know, when I'm going to shows and that, and you're on the grass, so I needed to ride a little higher for that. Marker lights and all that I think are original, but I know when Lamborghini was doing it, they just bought a lot of off-the-shelf stuff like they did for the rear lights. And these are North American style, so they work. Not sure there's much else to talk about on the outside. Turn my light off. So as for driving experience, no, these cars, yeah, they don't drive the same as what a real Lamborghini would. The suspension geometry on this is actually close to what the original was, and when Luke built it, he was trying to keep that in mind. You know, of course, with the tires being the same as what the OEM would be, it does ride actually, I think, close to the original, but I've never driven an original one, so I have no idea of knowing. I remember comparing this to my BMW, the 540 that I drove for years, and I thought this handled just as well as it. It had very similar characteristics. It's got coilovers on it, so you can play with the suspension to get it to where you want it to be. But I was always pretty happy with just where it was set up, and I gather Luke did that when he built the car. He was a track guy, so you know he would set it up for the track. As for driving experiences and real ones, I drove Lamborghini Aventador. Which I have some video of, and maybe I'll post it up here. That was a blast.
And brake early, brake hard, downshift. We're gonna pass inside, go and pass. So keep braking a little extra, a little more. I'll turn a little more, now off the brake, turn. Tighter, 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 look in there. Get up, turn your exit. Go, 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 you got it. Perfect. 2. And brake hard. Hold it down, hold it down. Start turning in. Get to that apex. Now unwind the hair and throttle right. The green, a tiny, tiny brake a touch. Off the brake, get to that apex. Start looking ahead. Down the hill as you unwind to the green. And braking hard straight. Look inside to your right again. You're going to ease off as you turn in. Balancing a little bit, just a little bit. Throttle to your right, go ahead. Perfect turn. Down to the right to the green. Touch of braking. Ease off and turn in. Right to the green. And now brake straight a touch. Off the brakes. Get towards the apex. Steady, steady. A little bit, a little bit. Now, squeeze as you unwind. Perfect. Shift up. Wait to the 2. Keep it going, keep it going. And brake hard.
I drove a Ferrari 458. That thing was like a go-kart on the track. And, you know, that was what it's built for. It was a lightweight V8 and great handling. I had a lot of fun on the track with that one. But the Aventador 700 horsepower is just, you can't speak to that. You know, when 4 wheels break loose on you, that's pretty amazing feeling. And out on the track, it was just the sound of it and the experience, and it was so comfortable to drive. You know, you could easily daily drive a car like that if you could afford to.
And brake hard straight. We're gonna exit outside, right in between the white cones and that opening. That was our 5 laps there.
Woo.
What'd you think?
Awesome. Woo, man.
Incredible power, right?
Yeah, it is awesome.
Nice job.
Oh crap, that was quick. Man, it sounds great too. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
oh, I was thinking, I was like, oh my god, this thing sounds as good as a car. You compare those to this car, they're not in the same category. We know when this car was built, it was designed in 1970. You know, people, Italians must have been a lot shorter, because those original cars, the average 6-footer guy is not going to fit any even a real Lamborghini. So this one even had to be modified to fit a 6-footer, like myself. So as for how it drives and compares to the real one, I have no idea. And to be honest with you, it's not something that's top of my list. Top of my list is doing things like this and sitting here looking at it in the garage today. I could actually go for a drive today, but we're heading out shortly, so I'm not going to bother. I just enjoy, like I said, looking at this car, tinkering with it, fixing the brakes, looking at it some more. If Naomi wants to go out to the show with it, she's usually the one that's more into the shows than I am. I'll just suggest ones that are coming that might be applicable. But you know, it's fun taking it to events and talking to people. I enjoy talking to people about the car. So, like I said, if there's anything else you want me to hear about the car and the industry or any of that stuff that maybe I didn't think of or talk about, let me know. Just so you know, I did check the reservoir this week. Had that open and took a look in there. It's gone down, but only about 1/4 of an inch, so it's a slow leak, and as less weight's on there, it's probably going to slow down even more. So I ordered the parts. We'll see what happens. Industry. See where we'll go from there. That one's out, because this one's up. Home sweet home. Whoa. That was close. Fell from there. Caught here. Maybe I should have gone for baseball. That was good.